All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, much to the ire of some of the fans of the New York Yankees, they can expect another dose of general manager Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone for 2023. Now, team owner Hal Steinbrenner is expected to retain Cashman as the team's GM, even though his contract is up, while he has also publicly come out and expressed support for his manager in Boone. Now, the Yankees as a whole have not posted a losing season since 1992, but they also have not appeared in the World Series since 2009. And when you think about this Yankees organization, and not just their organization, but their fan base, 13 years is a very long time. And this is a rabid fan base that wants to see their team get back to the postseason and, of course, win it. Now, Cashman has been calling the shots for the Yankees for more than 20 years. And then, honestly, I've said it before, and I'm going to continue to say it. He is too comfortable in his position. He's been there too long. And you know what? At the end of the day, comfort ain't going to get it done. And I've said this for the past couple of years. The Yankees need a new voice to lead their front office. And the bottom line is Cashman is not that guy. And Hal Steinbrenner is not his dad because we've known anybody who's followed baseball knows that how the late great George Steinbrenner did things in his heyday. Just because you got to the postseason did not guarantee that you were going to be able to retain your spot. And this is where the comfort kicks in because there was a reason why George Steinbrenner was the boss, and the boss did not allow anybody to ever get comfortable. Right now, Brian Cashman is indeed comfortable as a general manager of this Yankees team. And because of that, things are going to change, but they're going to remain the same in the Bronx. And I've said this the last couple of years where the Yankees have come up short in the postseason. Nothing is going to change as long as Brian Cashman continues to be in charge. The Yankees, with him and Boone, they're going to do just enough to make the postseason. They're going to do just enough to be in contention to win the division, and they're going to do just enough in the postseason for the Yankee brass, most notably Hal Steinbrenner, to say, you know what, I'm coming back with him. And that's basically what we've seen in years past. In the past couple of years, we saw the Yankees get off to a slow start. They picked it up in the second half. They did a little bit of damage in the postseason sometimes. Sometimes they were one and done in a wild card round. But nonetheless, the narrative remained the same as Brian Cashman was still calling the shots. That is still the case here. We saw the Yankees come out like gangbusters to begin this season. They faltered in the second half. They got it going again in order to win the AL East. They won a playoff series. And then, of course, they got to the LCS and they have nothing to show for it. So the thing is this obviously, Cashman's going to be back, Boone's going to be back. But then, of course, the $1 million question is going to be will Aaron Judge be back? And of course, we saw how Brian Cashman just before the start of this season tried to make Aaron Judge public enemy number one by going out and talking about the contract details as far as what was offered to Mr. Judge. From that point, to try to make him look like the bad guy for both the fans and media. And then Judge was able to parlay that into a record setting regular season. Obviously, things didn't end well for him or the Yankees in the postseason, but nonetheless, with Judge expected to test the waters of free agency, it's going to be a big question as to whether or not the slugger is going to return to the Bronx for 2023. Also, will the Yankees find a way to improve their pitching as well as their lineup? These are going to be big questions for them that need to be addressed heading into the off season. Like I said the other night, New York already has $123.5 million committed to next year's team. You know that number is going to go up with salary arbitration as well as players that are going to be signed. Will Judge be a part of that, we got to wait and see. But nonetheless, comfort is not going to get it done. And I said this before and I'll say it again, and I just don't want to sound like a broken record. But Brian Cashman's too comfortable. And all jokes aside, even when he talks, he sounds like, he's a sentence or two away from speaking in third person. That's how comfortable he is right now in his skin as the Yankees general manager. There's a lot of outrage. Obviously, there's going to continue to be outrage from the Yankee fan base because they want to see better results. Because the Yankees are one of those organizations that it doesn't matter what you do in the regular season, your star players, your managers, and your general managers and your owners are all judged by what they are able to do in October. And for a long time now, Brian Cashman and company have not been able to get it done in October. So he's going to be back. He's going to do just enough to keep his job next year, and the beat will go on. As for Yankees fans, this is just turning into a bad sequel of the Murray classic, Groundhog Day. Things are going to change, but things are going to remain the same for the Yankees as long as Brian Cashman continues to be in charge. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.